Now we know there's this new EC right beside downtown East that's being constructed right now. It's called Coastal Cabana EC. It's along Jalan Layang Besar. There's not much that we know about it except for the fact that it's under construction and it is going to be starting the sales sometime in December 2025. Besides that, the only next thing that we know is that the developer is called Chin Realty, and today I want to study their track records in recent times and to see whether this CCEC, Coastal Cabana EC, whether it will sell out very fast like a recent Tenet EC 1 or 2 years ago, or whether it will struggle and take many years to sell out like Arden. This Tenet and Arden, they were both the brainchild of the same developer, Chin Realty. Today I'm gonna cut short, get straight to the point and tell you that we're gonna be talking about layouts, because in my opinion, the soul of any property lies in the layout. It's something that you cannot change, because price you can change, location you can change, the hype of the project, the hype of the market can change. But layout is the one thing that buyers will have to live with every single day, and if they want to change the layout, it's going to be a very expensive and difficult process to make. Trust me, I know. I've changed the layout of my current house. I thought it was just going to be simple, hack one wall, hack two wall and we're done, but I had to change the flooring, I had to change the wardrobe, I had to change so many things. Tenet EC was launched in December 2022. It was back then very expensive. I was talking to so many clients about Tenet EC, but only 2 of my clients purchased in Tenet EC, because at that point of time it was the most expensive EC in all of Singapore. It was averaging back then around 1360 PSF. Yet, being the most expensive EC in Singapore, it sold out 93% within 2 months. So clearly, for this particular project, price alone was not the deciding factor. What exactly worked for Tenet? Number 1, let's bring up the floor plan. It is a very practical family layout. This project was made up of mostly 3-bedders and 4-bedders units. It was designed with parents and kids in mind. Bedrooms were positioned in the correct position, not so many of the dumbbell layouts, which, as much as being marketed as very popular in resale market, is not the most popular layout. But again, that's very subjective, alright? From my client's perspective, from my perspective. But nonetheless, the bedrooms were positioned very smartly. There was enough privacy for most of the units, and for young families, you know, the bedrooms were not too far away. Now, take a look at this layout. The dining, the living room, the flow straight to the balcony, minimal wasted corridors. And then you also take a look at how the bedrooms were aligned logically. Like I said, no dumbbell layouts here and there. The study was integrated. Now, post-COVID, study space becomes very relevant. So many of us work from home today, so study space is very important in today's market. And then we head down to the kitchen. Kitchen remains very practical, proper household shelter. You got windows here, you got windows in the bathroom, and then take a look at the size of the bedrooms. Look at how spacious the master bedroom was. During the show flat, bedrooms were all so comfortable. We had the kids' room, all still can fit in queen size beds as well. Now, what about the site itself? One big advantage for the plot of land is that, you know, it's around almost 260,000 square feet. It is as good or even bigger than fully fledged condo. You have tennis court, you've got multiple pools, you've got co-working zones, family play zones, function rooms. Alright, can you believe it? Like, some condos in today's modern times don't even come with function rooms. The layout that Tenet had, it gave a lot of airflow, there was a lot of buffer. It was good lah. With over 600 units in the project, Tenet made it feel like it was a true condo project, better than most full condo. And here's the thing, even at record prices, families, upgraders rushed in because the layouts, I mean, if they had the affordability thanks to MSR, they were rushing in. The layouts felt livable, it really felt future-proof. Today, I'm driving past the project. Tenet looks like quite amazing, I'm quite excited for my clients to collect their keys. And in one of my clients' case, he had just asked me, hey, lawyers have asked him to pay the resale levy, so that means he's going to be collecting the key very soon. Congratulations to everyone who purchased Tenet. In 5 years time, please give me a call if you're planning to sell and upgrade from your Tenet. Anyway. The other example that we're going to be talking about that Chin released in recent times was Arden in the West. Let's just contrast whatever we just shared about Tenet with this Arden. It was launched in 2022. On paper, it looked like a clear winner. You know, it's a boutique development in a location that's very rare. It hasn't seen a new launch in a long time. And the best part was that it came with one of the lowest PSF in all of Singapore. But 2 years later, we still see units unsold, unlike Tenet. Same developer. So we cannot say that, hey, this developer is just bad. No, in some projects it does well, in some projects not so much. What exactly went wrong in Arden. Number one, in my opinion, when I did my research, I felt it was the layout. This particular layout we're looking at is a 3-bedder at 1012 square feet. It's decent. So why? One look at it, if you don't agree with me, I'm telling you that this looks inefficient. You have a very long foyer, you've got a very L-shaped entrance where you see your dining first and then your living room. It's weird. I feel this is one of the biggest reasons. Like I said, soul of the property is something you cannot change, and then after that, it really breaks up the usable space of the living and dining area. And then when you look at the bedroom sizes, you still can put a queen, but this doesn't feel good lah. And then you can see it's called a co-space 3-bedder, which I feel today feels like a gimmick. The developer is trying to sell flexibility, but where's the flexibility? So what buyers want is natural efficiency, not for the developer trying to make things right. Okay, and the land size is very small. You've got one pool, you've got a gym, potentially small gym, you've got those small pocket lawns here and there, which cannot compete with what Tenet has, and which cannot compete with what larger condos have, which gives you a lifestyle space. So buyer's perception would be like, hey, this feels like a starter home than an upgrade, you know? This feels like good if it's a first home, but for someone who wants to upgrade from a HDB, this feels like, no, I'd rather just go across the street, go to Seoul Acres. It's like huge project, facilities are great, layouts are great, here like that, which is why I feel, end of the day, why Arden didn't do so well is this layout, not just in the layout, but the project itself. So now, lesson is affordability alone, pricing alone doesn't justify whether the unit will do well or not. Cheapest in the market also doesn't sell well if the layouts feel compromised, because even if you're the cheapest, it's still $1 million over. It's not like kucing kurap kind of expenses, you know, it's $1 million. Again, if the layouts feel compromised, the facilities are underwhelming, buyers will just walk away. Now we circle back to Coastal Cabana. What we know is that Tenet has proven, even at premium record prices in all of Singapore, #1 most expensive project can still sell out if layout, if facilities are good enough. Whereas Arden has proved that even with the lowest pricing in the market, project can still suffer, will still stall. Developers will take a long time to sell out if the layouts are not ideal, if the facilities doesn't feel like a condo lah. And that's the real question that we want to know of Coastal Cabana. Will its layout follow Tenet's formula, or will it repeat Arden's mistake? We will only know in due time when the floor plans are released closer to December 2025. Interesting, because that's when everyone's going to be away on holiday. So I think they're going to have a long preview period, and potentially the sales, it will be in January when everyone comes back from their holiday. Could be in the first or second week of January. So if you are going to be planning for your holidays, do check in with your agent about Coastal Cabana. I'm going to be one of them. I'm going to be helping a lot of families upgrade to this project, or to make sense of whether this is the right move to make, and it all boils down to the numbers. So be prepared to get in advance, the information in advance, because by the time it launches, and that's when you want to kickstart things, whether you want to sell your house first or not, it's going to be too late. Then you have to wait for the next EC already, because I can tell you, if Ching Chen gets it right, likely this project will sell out within 1 or 2 months. So your funds are literally locked in your HDB. If you need to have the funds out to deposit for the Coastal Cabana, you have to take action now. Otherwise, what are your options? That's something I will go through with my clients. If you're interested, please let me know. You have resale condos to consider, resale ECs to consider, or maybe just another new launch outside of the EC market. If you're interested, let me know. Reach out to me in my website. See you guys in the next video. That's it. Bye-bye.